It's Ask Jason. Do 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 do.
Dear Jason, my biggest frustration are guys who seem so great via text and phone calls. You meet up with them and have a great first date, lots to talk about, and I feel comfortable. Then all of a sudden, I never hear from them again. What should I do?
Okay, first of all, you got ghosted. It's becoming way more common, unfortunately, in dating. Second of all, you didn't have a great first date. Okay, if you had a great first date, it means that you would have filtered and known whether this guy is someone who would ghost, or you would find that you wanted to go on a second date with someone because it was a high quality guy that would never consider ghosting you. So it wasn't a great first date. A great first date is when you truly get to know someone, you understand a bit more about them, and you go on a really good second date. That's a great first date. Or a great first date is when you identify that someone's not a good match, so you never go out with them again. But what you had was a date where you were attracted to a guy who was a total jerk. Bottom line, the guys that are going to go out there and ghost someone are no one that you want to be in a relationship with. So the key is to learn how to better filter. I'll just give you a quick tip, and I tell much more about this in my 7 attraction secrets that you can download in the description. But you're going to want to not get in a ton of phone calls before a first date. Just make sure that you have a few messages if you're going back and forth online, and then get on a phone call for like 20 minutes and ask them questions about what they value, ask them questions about what they do with their time, and ask them questions about what they're looking for. You should get a pretty good understanding, especially if you ask them similar questions over again, of what they're really looking for. But download the 7 attraction secrets. I go into it more in there.
Dear Jason, I have 2 men who fluctuate between intense interest and disappearing. Both have been doing it for months. It is making me crazy. How do I walk away from someone that I have an interest in and who clearly returns it, but then disappears for days or weeks?
Well, maybe they're just busy dating the other person they're dating. I mean, if you're dating 2 guys at the same time, why can't they date 2 women at the same time? If you're looking for a monogamous, committed relationship, then I would encourage you not to date 2 guys at the same time. That's the bottom line. And if you're expecting other people to treat you differently, then you're probably having wrong expectations. We attract what we give. It's like that whole law of attraction thing. So I would encourage you, if you're looking for a real committed relationship, if you're with someone for, it sounds like you've been dating these guys for a period of time, make a decision to really commit to this person. Make a decision to really truly be monogamous. And then if the person disappears, well, then that's a pretty good indicator that this is not someone that you want to be with. You deserve to be treated with love and respect and dignity. And someone who's just going to disappear for weeks or months at a time, that should be unattractive to you. Why would you even want to stay with someone that's going to disappear for months and not contact you? That should be unattractive, right? You don't want to stay with someone like that. Run. Try the other guy that you're dating. And if he does the same thing, then move on, because those guys are not good matches.
Hi, Jason. Last night's webinar was so helpful. I do have one question, though. I use a cane and have for over 20 years, except for 6 when I couldn't straighten up and used a walker. I cannot truly accept the thing. I see it as a deal breaker. Some of the guys that I am interested in are really active, and I figure they wouldn't like it. But if I'm to use the power of polarity, I might as well put it out there, right?
Okay, so what she was talking about is I did a webinar and I spoke about the power of polarity, which means you need to put your full authentic self out there and not be afraid to be polarizing and scare people away that are not a good fit. Now, with the cane, there's a couple of things I'll say. Let's be super realistic. If you're dealing with a very active guy who's going to be out there and looking for a partner to do active activities with, and you're unable to do that, then it's potential that having that cane might be polarizing to those people. But fear not, because the power of polarity works the other way, that you're going to attract people that are a good fit for you. And ultimately, you want someone that's going to be aligned with your lifestyle and that's going to value you and want to be in a partnership with you. So, to answer your question, should you include the cane in your pictures? I don't think that you should necessarily look to include it. However, using the power of polarity, I would mention it in your profile. I would mention that you use a cane and write anything that might be, a real big deal breaker, so you're not wasting your time and other people's time if it is indeed a deal breaker. Now, having a cane inherently in a picture is not necessarily going to add an attraction to most men, so I wouldn't go out of my way to include that. However, if you have a picture of yourself that you think is absolutely great and it has you with the cane, I wouldn't try to hide it. I wouldn't go out of my way to not include that. But if you're creating new photos, I wouldn't necessarily include the cane to try to be polarizing. I would just mention it in your profile.
Hi, Jason. Are you available?
I'm married. Thank you so much for asking. But if you're looking for a committed relationship, subscribe to the channel, and you can continue sending flattering notes to me. My wife is okay with it. We have a pretty strong trust, but I encourage you to subscribe to the channel because I will teach you how to attract a high-quality man.
Hey, Jason. My biggest frustration is lack of confidence. After a few roller coaster rides, my head is spinning. How do I become more confident?
The roller coaster ride you're referring to is like the attraction and then, the end of the relationship. Okay, so a lack of confidence, really simple. The fastest way to build more confidence is to take esteemable actions, period. It's not about thinking your way into feeling more confident. You can't write a bunch of positive affirmations in lipstick on your mirror and feel better about yourself. The best way to feel better about yourself is through action. Take the actions that are going to make you feel good, and that's the best way to feel more confident. So I encourage you to write down a list. What are the 5 things that you're not doing in your life that if you did today, it would change the way you feel about yourself? Maybe it's your diet. Maybe it's your exercise. Maybe it's about something you've been procrastinating. Maybe it's just about a relationship in your life, a family member or a friend that you'd like to rekindle. Write down that list. Take the actions. That will be the fastest way to build more confidence. If you like this session and want to get your question answered, just leave a comment below and I'll be answering them every single Wednesday. Look forward to seeing you then.